Move some stuff around here so I can actually see. You never noticed out the flames. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Drone Wars here. This is episode 10, or week 10. There's quite a few things here, so I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's just jump right in. Exit game here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and switch this to display capture. So now this should be showing my entire screen, and we can jump straight over here. This is what the map looks like currently. You can see there's a lot of different factions here, and factions are going to start interacting with each other pretty soon. There's a lot of interesting things that are going to be happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the tracker here to basically see what all these factions are up to. I've already shuffled the different factions, and we're going to be doing them in order here. So let's go ahead and see what the first faction here is up to. So our first faction here is going to be IGI. They are all the way up here. Yeah, they're going to immediately start doing a lot. So first thing they're doing is they're going to go ahead and start moving stuff here. Okay, and now I need to begin. Where is it? All right, I gotta get all the information about this planet here. I want to learn more about Velcor, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the information for that planet. That'll be in the Planet Research channel. Let's go ahead and grab that. All right, so there's that action done. Let's see what else they're doing. They're gonna be moving this fleet here to here. I'm assuming they're just moving it straight to the left. Let's see what happens here. Because they're going this way, what's going to end up happening is their territory here is going to take on a really weird shape. So let's go ahead and just begin moving things around here. For starters, we're going to go ahead and move this here. We're going to move this here. And they're basically going to be taking that entire corner there. So yeah, they now have control over that planet. And they're going to be building another research facility on that to learn more about it. Let me go ahead and grab all the things I need here to go ahead and type in everything about this. There we go. Now what they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing more research over here. That's going to be an interesting one. All right, that's quite a bit of stuff. Then up here, there could be building another thing here. A lot of upgrades going on. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we're going to do the math here. So if I do that, that should get up to A level. Only to level 2, but that wouldn't actually work. So let's go ahead and use that. Yeah, they didn't have operations to do just about everything they needed to, but they did manage to get a lot. That helps them out a lot with all that. Next faction. Let's see. Am I using AI? No, I'm not using AI in this. Why do you ask? If you're talking about the way the planets are detailed, what's it called? I did a really weird like point system where I put points randomly around to kind of just try to make it look like the planets. It's if I well technically these are all images. They used to be vector. AI thing on the toolbar. You did miscalculate your operations a bit, yeah. You have an AI on your taskbar. You mean over here or down here? Top left. Because AI in Adobe has a very specific symbol. It's like a weird star symbol, bottom toolbar. You see if I click on something, does it show up? Because I don't see any AI here in the bottom toolbar, unless you mean here. So I don't have any AIs going on here. AI Adobe Images. Oh no, what Adobe does is they keep adding suggestions. It's just like, hey, we can do this for you. I'm just like, I don't want that. They constantly advertise their new AI features, and I don't want to use them. Next to OBS. Well, we have Adobe here. We have what's it called? OBS. We have Space Engineer, Steam. This is yeah, they're just gaslighting. Man, my chat is bullying me. Because I don't see the AI symbol anywhere, unless you're talking about like Copilot, which I don't like at all. Oof. Oh, I'm using the 2025 Adobe Illustrator. They keep advertising it there. I use the 2026 one, but to be honest, they're like exactly the same when I'm doing this stuff. So there's really no reason for me to switch between them. All right, let's see. I want to continue here. Now up next is SYC, which is this massive faction over here. They've got a lot. But before I do that, let me update where this fleet is. Where are you? You are now on I3. So I should keep that updated. Okay, now SYC has a lot of movement here. For starters, this one here is going all the way over here. So 1, 2, 3. They're going here. So then their whole territory here is actually going to shift upwards. To there. They're taking that. Then what's their next action here? They're moving this one here up 3, which means it'll end up in the next system up here. Why did it take all that? Okay. You're going all the way up here. Let's see if that works. Then number 3, this one over here, it's going up 3. So we'll be taking this. Man, they're taking all the planets. Then what was next? This one here, moving quite a ways away. Well, how far are they moving that? So moving it down here, but they want to move it here, which I physically can't do. I'm going to move as close to there as I can. So 1, 2, 3. This is the closest I can get. All right, so that's all those movements. So now they've moved across the border here. They're now in this territory. I'm gonna go and update where all these fleets are at. I'm already getting pinged. Okay, so there's that faction done. Next faction, GDA, they're over here, and they've got factions that are moving all over the place. So let's see here. They're moving this over here. And that means they're going to be able to take this entire planet here. Now, why is it so specific? Alright, let's move that up to there. So they have this conquered now. Let's see, what else are they up to? They're going to be building a shipyard. Neat. Let's go and grab this. And they're building it pretty much here on this planet. So over here so you can still read the name. Yeah, they're building one there. And down here they're gonna be doing some more stuff. Oh boy. They miscalculated a little bit, but we can work with this. They can upgrade that once. So that's been upgraded once. Okay, now that they've finished upgrading, they want to do some research. Let's actually hop on over here. And they wanted to finish researching some stuff here. So for starters, we have the photon cannons here, and they're actually going to finish getting them. And that means that this can finally go up to there. So they can actually use that, and they won't get any until they get they won't get any more until they get past level 10 on there. Now what they wanted to do was they wanted to throw the rest of their research into reactors to see if they can try to get more out of it. So let's see how much they could throw into reactors. Okay, they can only get that to like a decent level, but not quite level 10, unfortunately. They don't have the research for that. But they're definitely getting a little bit closer, so that's fine. Up next on the map over here, would be UNE, but they have chosen not to respawn yet. So there's that. I just see the chat. Yeah, so GDA now has access to like an actual photon cannon they can use, but that's about it in terms of what they've been able to research. Yeah, UNE didn't do anything, so now we're gonna move over to FRM, which is here. And they've got a couple things they want to do. First things first, they wanted to register something. Let me go ahead and get what they wanted to register. And it's going to take me a little bit to actually put this into the registration here. Let me go ahead and type up everything. Almost done here. There we go. That should be everything there. Now let's see, what were they doing? Okay, so they're gonna immediately start building their new ship. Alright, let's go ahead and throw this here. So here's their new ship. And what they wanted to do with the new ship. They don't want to build anything with it yet. So they're taking this here. They're moving it a bit. 1, 2, 3. We already have some contact here. We have contact between those two factions here. I can go and quickly ask them if they wanted to battle or not. Okay, if either of them say they want to battle, then the battle will happen there, which will be interesting. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what happens here. Really, they weren't poking them, just to see what happens. Alright, well, let's see here. Okay, so they wanted this over here to move quite a bit. They wanted to move over here, so 1, 2, 3, so they're moving it there. And they're going to be doing a lot of shopping here, buying a bunch of different things. They don't have the commodities for any of that. So let me see what else is going on here because they wanted to do some stuff. So They brought up an interesting thing here. They wanted to spend operations on someone else's facility, which unfortunately you cannot trade operations. They're kind of something only for your faction. You'd have to actually claim that planet in order to use those operations, so it's not something you can really do. Um, yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that kind of stuff there. Alright, so one of the factions said that they're going to ignore this over here, so no battle there. Okay, we're gonna see later if this faction is actually able to give this faction commodities later on. Just replying to a question there. Alright, so they wanted to build something. Okay, so they're gonna have something else here. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so now they have all that. We're gonna move on to the next faction here, which will be KLC. Okay, so KLC, they haven't updated their actions, it looks like. I can double check. Let me go ahead and check to see if that's updated properly. Where is it? There we go. Anything new? Nope. Alright, so they haven't done anything. Next, we have USA, which hasn't done anything either. They're still taking a break. After that is DRF, which they haven't actually done their starting actions yet, so I'm assuming they're continuing to wait. Then we have FNS, which wanted to do some upgrades on their planet here. So they wanted to upgrade that planet quite a bit, so we're gonna see if they're able to. I think they might have the operations, so we'll see. So right now it is currently that level. So to get it up to the level they want, it's gonna cost a lot. It's doable. They have enough. So let's go ahead and subtract that. And that will get that up to the level they wanted. Or close to it, actually. So and if they want to upgrade it again to the next level, they have exactly enough. So that gets them a whole lot of research and stuff. Um, right? Is that what they were trying to do? Or no, it wasn't research they were trying to do. Hold on. Let's see. No, it was commodities. Let me go check. No, it was research. And then if they have the commodities, they wanted to give them over. Okay, so they wanted to trade some commodities here. So that's going to be interesting. And they wanted to give them over to another faction here. And that allows the other faction over here to actually do things. So that allows them to do what they wanted to do earlier. So they're doing a bit of shopping. And that gets them what they wanted. Alright. That's quite a bit. And then we'll go to the last faction of here, UASA. They've got quite a few things they wanted to do. Okay, so they're going to start upgrading. All right. Ask some questions around the place just to make sure that, okay, so there's some weird stuff going on over here. Um, I guess go ahead and deal with all the stuff that's going over in the UASA. So their first thing they want to do was they want to upgrade something over here. I think they want us to be that level. Do they even have the resources for that? They should. That's 6 levels. I'll be that. And then over there, they want to do more. Do they have enough for that? They do not. They barely don't have enough. But they can definitely upgrade it a bit. Or actually, no. They do have enough. They do have enough, just barely. So that's... Okay, so that'll work. And then they wanted to unregister 2 ships. Do they have any of them in service, though? No, they don't have any of them in service, so I can remove them. That will give them some research back. And they wanted to immediately do some research here. I am getting pinged again. Yep, it's already confirmed that. Alright, so they want to do some research here. So it shouldn't take too long, actually. So that means that they can see this here. And doing more research over here. Alright, so it gives them a little bit better power production there. They wanted to register a ship. This shouldn't take too long. I just need to make sure that I get all the information properly here. Same ship? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's check this. That's quite a bit. Okay, it's a pretty decent ship. And let's see. Now that that's registered, they wanted to build one. So going back on the map over here. So they're building that here. That's the name of their new fleet. If you wanted to build over here, you need a shipyard over here. So that's not quite doable right now. But what is happening is that this fleet here is actually moving here. So it looks like there is going to be combat right away here. I think. Let me check, hold on. Because one of the things they said got cut off. So they didn't actually, they didn't properly put in the green area on the sheet. Okay, no, they just actually didn't type anything there. Okay, are they actually having a battle there or no? Let me go and ask them. Alright, cool. So we do actually have a battle this week. Let me go and just make sure to update everything here. Yeah, so there is going to be a battle here. It's going to be a double battle. Because it's still early game, I'll actually combine those into one battle. But yeah, let's go ahead and set that up here. Shouldn't take too long. We're going to open up Space Engineers here. We're going to load this up. Because that is the vanilla planet there, it won't be that bad. So if I do this here, keep that loaded up. So I'll be on Titan. This is going to be an interesting battle. Alright, while that's loading up, I'm going to make sure to stay hydrated here. So what's this battle going to be? It's like a 1v2, I think? We'll find out. I am a little bit curious to see how this battle turns out. This might be like the first proper PvP battle between factions, where shots are actually fired between the two factions. And then after this, we're gonna have to do another funny thing. Let's go ahead and let's start by figuring out how far we need to be from the center here. Definitely not that far. So this is on Titan. It's gonna get a decent size here. Close enough. And let's go ahead and grab the different the ships that are gonna be in battle here. So we're going to start with this. We put it on a little bit of high ground over here so it can actually be targeted and seen. Hello? It did not want to go on the ground. It's weird that that glitch still happens. You know, this should be fine. You guys might have to stick with like mag plates or something later on. But that should be that part. And then up here, above that. Let's see how far. This should be fine. Let's go ahead and get the other fleet here. So there it is. All right, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get this one. We're gonna throw it here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go a good distance away, far away enough from that, and we're gonna go in and spawn in the new ship over here. This will certainly be interesting. Before I do anything else, I do need to leave this faction, join one of these, propose peace temporarily. We're gonna go ahead and find the observation drone. I'm gonna go, it's gonna take me a little bit to figure out where it is. Is it this one? Because I know I made one recently. Or I guess I didn't save it. It's okay. We'll work with this. Right again, pings from all over the place. Let me... Oh, this one does have a seat, okay. So with this, I'll actually be able to spectate battles here. Grab all this. Did I not set an NPC for that neutral faction? I did not. I can probably use this without having to get shot at. Then what we're going to do is we are going to leave this faction, join that one. We're gonna go and start setting up everything here. Alright, let me make sure my admin tools are set properly because I don't want to get targeted. And we're officially going to see this battle unfold in real time. This turret's definitely target neutrals. It'd be funny if you guys forgot to set up AI on these. I just found out however it would work. Did you forget to set the AI or turn it on this? Hold on. Okay, AI. Lock disabled because they're both off. Hilarious. It happens. And now the battle begins. They also forget to turn on their AI blocks. Looks like combat's officially begun. You have some fire going back and forth. And they're both getting pretty close. Okay. It was a shooting, for sure. That's a lot of damage. I really hope the AI on your ship was on the back. Nope, definitely seems to be intact. It's just trying to get into position to fire away again. And they're both slowly falling into gravity, it seems. We'll have to look at the casualty report after this to see how many crew were lost on that, if any. It seems like that's falling down and that's also falling down. into the gravity. I don't think that's able to really stop. You know, there's also a turret down there that needs to be targeted as well. Look at the damage here. There isn't much left. In fact, this is completely out of power, it looks like, because all the solar panels are gone. So that means this ship is just going down towards the ground. And they're going to be battling, they're going to be battling a fortress down below. Let me move out of the way here so I don't get shot at. Yeah, so it's just those, and that satellite, of course, is just falling as well. Then, of course, there's the fortress down below. That ship does seem to have some atmospherics on it, so it might actually be able to handle the gravity here. There it goes. Oh, it's already firing down there. You've got combat already. And because of the position of that, interior turrets don't have the elevation to fire straight up. The accuracy definitely isn't ideal, but damage is definitely being done. There's no weapons left on that station down there. That ship is definitely capable of flying, just staying up in the atmosphere and firing down below. I think this is a pretty solid victory for a UASA. I would get closer, but the thing is, since they have their turrets set to target neutrals, they're able to shoot at the drone that I have here. Yeah, that's a victory for UASA, alright. And if I look at the spy satellite, it's already fallen as well. Alright, let's check a casualty report on the ship here, which is flying pretty well here. I don't even think it lost anything. It's anything like these program blocks here, which I have a lot of. I don't have that one mod that tells me how many there are. Whoops. Maybe just to be in the same faction for that? That's because they're all off. No, it just doesn't tell me. Okay. Guess we're counting manually. There's a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 50, 51, 52. Okay, so pretty much all crew are attacked, and yeah. So basically, yeah, that's the battle done. There were no casualties on this side. So if you look here, that means that these two fleets here, number 2 and 8, are removed. We can remove this, and this over here actually extends all the way to the end. We go and update that. All right. There is one last announcement that needs to be done here. We did multiple ship checks throughout the week, and we found one ship that was actually off by a bit. Unfortunately, that ship belongs to KLC, so KLC is going to have to spin the wheel of misfortune here. Alright, let me go find a description for that punishment. So, let's see, where is it? Desertion. Half of your active military vanishes and takes their ships with them. Their whereabouts are unknown. Alright, well, let's go over here and let's just grab like half their military, which is basically let's grab 3 and 2 and let's just remove both of them. Alright. And let me go and update that on the map over here. Oh yeah, and because the offending ship was off, I do have to remove it from the roster, which means all the offending ships are just gone as well. So that means this one's also gone. Rip. That's a pretty big loss for them. I mean, technically they still keep their territory, they get their resources and everything back, it's just that they've lost all those ships, which is unfortunate. Alright, looking at the map here, there hasn't been too much crazy stuff going on in terms of exploration. I mean, a few planets have been picked here and there. Not much of an effort to go around more, but, you know, maybe some more exploration could be done in the future. You know, some new areas being taken here and there. We've definitely had a proper battle for the first time over here, so that is definitely interesting. All right, that's about it for this week. I'm gonna go ahead and update the operations for everyone, so everyone has their week 11 operations, and then we'll see what everyone does for next week. All right, take care.